We live in a world where comparison has become one of the biggest reasons for our unhappiness. Everywhere you look, it seems like someone is doing better, achieving more, or smiling wider. And slowly, without even realizing it, we start to ask ourselves, why not me? But here's the truth. Your path is not theirs. Your timing is not theirs. If a fish tries to fly like a bird, it will spend its whole life believing it's not good enough, even though it can swim across the entire ocean. Social media has made this so much worse. Every day we scroll through pictures of seemingly perfect lives and start to feel small. We forget our own strengths, our own purpose, and that constant comparison quietly kills our peace, our focus, and our happiness. That's why this story is for anyone who has ever looked at someone else and thought, I'll never be as good as them. Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see yourself forever. Once, in a small village nestled beside a beautiful green forest, lived a boy named Ethan. He was kind, hardworking, and humble, but he had one habit that kept him deeply unhappy. He constantly compared himself with others. When he saw his friend Liam always topping the class, he'd think, I wish I was that smart. When he saw his neighbor Ryan living in a big, beautiful house, he'd think, I wish I had that kind of money. Even when he saw someone running faster than him during a game, he'd sigh and think, why can't I be like that? And slowly, these thoughts became chains. He couldn't enjoy the good things he had. He couldn't focus on his own work. His mind was always chasing someone else's success, leaving him feeling empty and defeated. One day, an old man named Grandpa Joe came to the village. He was known far and wide for his wisdom. People often said his words could heal a wounded heart. Ethan, feeling lost, gathered the courage to go to him. He found Grandpa Joe sitting under a large tree and said, Grandpa, I try so hard, but when I see others doing better, I feel so sad. It feels like I'll never be enough. Grandpa Joe smiled softly, his eyes full of warmth. He looked at Ethan and said, Come to the oldest tree near the pond tomorrow morning. I want to show you something. The next morning, Ethan arrived, feeling a mix of curiosity and hope. Grandpa Joe was already there, waiting for him. He pointed to the lush forest all around them and asked, Look around, my boy. What do you see? Ethan looked. There are so many trees, Grandpa. Some are tall, some are short. Some have fruits, some have beautiful flowers, and some are just green. Grandpa Joe nodded slowly. Now, imagine if this little apple tree right here said, Why am I not as tall and mighty as that coconut tree over there? Or if the coconut tree looked down and said, Why can't I have sweet, juicy fruits like the apple tree? How would that sound? Ethan chuckled. That would sound silly, Grandpa. Grandpa Joe's smile widened. Exactly. Every tree is different. Each has its own purpose. But look around. Doesn't this forest feel peaceful and beautiful just as it is? Yes, Ethan said softly, a sense of calm washing over him. Everything looks perfect together. That's life, my boy, said Grandpa Joe. Every tree has its purpose. The apple tree gives its sweetness. The coconut tree gives shade and water. They don't compete with each other. They just grow. And together, their unique strengths make the entire forest beautiful and complete. Grandpa Joe then gently guided Ethan to a nearby pond. In the clear water, fish were swimming gracefully, their scales shimmering in the morning light. High above them, a bird soared freely in the vast blue sky. Now imagine, Grandpa Joe said, his voice quiet but firm, if one of those fish looked up, and said, I wish I could fly like that bird. Would that make any sense? Ethan shook his head immediately. No, Grandpa. Fish are made for swimming, not flying. Grandpa Joe looked directly into Ethan's eyes, his gaze kind but powerful. Then why do you want to live someone else's life? You are made for something unique. You have talents and gifts that others don't. But you will never discover them if you keep looking at what others are doing instead of focusing on yourself. Those words hit Ethan like a bolt of lightning. For the first time, he truly realized how much of his precious time and energy he had wasted comparing himself to others, chasing shadows that weren't his to catch. Right there, in that moment, he made a promise to himself: no more comparison. From that day forward, Ethan started focusing on his own path. He worked hard, not to beat anyone else, but to be better than he was the day before. He started learning new skills that he was genuinely interested in, and he began to enjoy life again, finding joy in his own progress. Slowly but surely, his confidence returned. He began to see his own strengths, not what he lacked compared to others, but what he could build and offer to the world. Years passed. Ethan, using his unique talents, built a small business from the ground up. It wasn't an overnight success, but with dedication and focus, it grew steadily. People in the village started to look up to him, admiring his journey and his peaceful demeanor. One day, a young person came to him and asked, "Ethan, what's the secret to your success? How did you achieve so much?" He smiled, remembering Grandpa Joe's words. "The secret is simple," he said. "Never compare yourself to others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it focuses on swimming with purpose, it can own the entire ocean." That powerful answer stayed with everyone who heard it. Remember this story. The sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, yet both light up the world in their own beautiful way. Your timing will come. Your moment to shine will come. Don't rush it. And please, don't ruin your present peace by constantly watching someone else's journey. Walk your own path, trust your own timing, and most of all, believe that you are enough, right here, right now. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who might need a reminder that they are on the right path. Let us know in the comments what lesson you learned today. And until next time, keep growing, not comparing.